Good morning, Ira Epstein. Good evening, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your Spider ETF stock market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Monday, November 3rd, 2025. I said good morning at the beginning. I hope the AI cuts that out. I'm laughing at myself. You know, as I've been getting better from the back surgery, and I can bend, I can move, I'm tired, though. It's unbelievable. If you've had it, you probably know what I'm talking about. You just can't get enough sleep. You wake up, you're better and better, and I guess that's part of the recovery process. In any case, a mixed bag today in the stock market. What we know is going on is every day there's a deal. Amazon, OpenAI did one today. Last week there were deals with Amazon and other companies, and it's not just Amazon. There's all kinds of the rush. Who's the first and who's going to survive? The AI. Not all companies are going to survive. Don't you buy that? Number two, this is a two-tier stock market. If you're in AI, you have one tier. If you're in manufacturing, if you're in selling, if you're in the restaurant business, you have another tier. And those tiers are not moving with the AI. So when you see the move up in the indices and you think everything's great and you look at your own portfolio, you're probably saying, whoa, that's not doing me really well. The house builders aren't doing this. This isn't doing that. It's why it's called sometimes investing and not trading. Got to decide what you are, where you are, and when you want to be what you are. It's all those three different parts to it. I appreciate the many. When I tell you many people that wrote me, wishing me the best to get better on our website on YouTube, I can't even begin to write all the people. It would take me hours to write each person. I thank one and all, and it's from my heart. There were times I didn't know how I'd feel. I mean, you get blue, you get depressed. It's just part of the recovery process of serious surgery. I'm at the back end of it now. And the weakness is still there. Believe me, I'm not ready to even walk a mile. But am I ready to walk several blocks? Yep. Can I get up and do my work? I can. Can I think straighter? I can. Are the drug amounts down? They are. That's all the good news. All right. So I asked some of you to write me what you wanted. SoFi kept coming up in different areas. So in SoFi, this is one of these companies that does a little bit of everything. It combines CRM. It combines the AI part of it. It puts together all the pieces for you, and away you go. When I look at the company, I see it made the most recent high right up here, got itself up nicely into the 3250 area, then had a two-day correction, and now the market's pulling back on the swing line. Where it stopped is important because it keeps stopping at this number. Are you not noticing where the 18-day average of closes is? This is obviously the number that pros are looking at. They're throwing the dart. Not wrong. Throwing dart and say, I want to buy each time it comes down there because it seems to get into that pattern of making the higher highs from each time it's doing that. Don't deny that pattern. That's what's going on. The Bollinger Band, which is this line right here, that's your resistance point as I see it in the market. When we look at the slow stochastics, you had gotten overbought. That tied in with these ranges right here that you got up and you've backed off. You're no longer overbought. Anytime the readings both here are under 70, they're not overbought. Is the market set up on a new buy? Not yet, because you don't have the clean pattern of higher lows, higher highs. You've got the higher high and low and low. It's certainly not bearish, just not in the clean pattern. Another market that's getting a lot of publicity and hasn't moved at this time is Reddit. I was watching the CEO of the Reddit today and his interviews as to how they benefit. Well, they benefit okay, but they've not benefited the right way. I guess I'm the only guy saying this. The market got up here, and it did this in the month of September, not just recently, got up into the 280 level, and it gave back $90 of that value. So as much as they want to say, we're getting all the benefits of AI without the spending of it, we're retaining, we're passing it on to our client base with the money, the market has been, I think the best way to say it, questionable on the decline and seems to be coming gradually back into favor now. You do have the pattern of higher lows, higher highs. My guess, and it's an educated guess, is the pros are going to, the traders especially, are buying the market now at the 204 and a quarter area. They'll bump out if the market gets under the low that it made 3 days ago. You can see that right here. And they'll see if the market can clear the upper Bollinger Band. And if it gets back up there, probably take something off the table and then see if the market can bounce. Just my idea. For those of you that are in love with brothers, I was reading a story today as to who's capturing what in the U.S. retail market. You know, don't get this wrong. Starbucks is still the big boy. However, Brothers is the big upcomer. But this is a trading stock. This is not something that I call an investment, all right? This, if you take a look, you got all the way up here. And what did you do? You collapsed again in price. So this is a market that got up to, let's call it the $75 area, got into the $46, $47 area, has given you another bounce to 61, and the market, if anything's under selling pressure right now. You'd have to take out today's high to convince me over the next 48 hours that this market, this was a false move and the market's ready to hold this and try to do something else. Barring that, I'm still in the bear camp. I like Ensign Group because all of us are getting older. I learned it, this last operation. And the market is still saying to me, it's still okay. The 18-day average is acting as the support. You don't want to get out under these lows. If you don't, it's possible you're going to make a run to the 188.87 level. Momentum had been pointing down. It's neutralizing. Then we get to Netflix, which has gotten the living heck beat out of it. This is a market that recently, in October, was sitting all the way up here. It's come down for a new break low in the market. It's not ready to do anything. So for those of you going, oh, this is it, I promise you, I am the guy that's not cutting my Netflix cord. It's still, to me, the best of the group. There's a lot more I'd cut before that one, but it's also not doing well. Uber, on the other hand, if you're one of my morning subscribers, you're jumping up and down. Because down here last week, in all my misery, and believe me, I was the most miserable guy that you could meet. I was saying, I think this market's a buy here, stops under these lows, and let's see if we can get up and run. The market did its thing. Tesla, there's a big vote coming on the pay package now of what's going to happen with Musk. Who in their right mind would vote against not having this guy getting what he deserves if he makes the company grow the way that it's supposed to grow? He didn't create a new model. This model's been going around for a while. Steve Jobs, there's other names out there that did it. We'll see. I can't answer how the voters are going to go. You're at the resistance point. The smart money with an overbought market at the upper band probably stepped away, and we'll see what happens. Joby, I like that it's spinning, and it has to do with, of course, electric airplane propellers. But I like the spinning here. It's neither a buy or a sale yet. It's on a hit parade of things to watch for the future. Could be a nice growth stock down the road. When we look at financial sector, it's not doing well. I keep hearing everybody talking, the financial sector. I listen to the analysts. Does this look to you like you put money in your pocket if you bought it to down there? I don't think so. I can argue that the short covering should happen right now, but I can't possibly say that the market's in an uptrend, nor can I say that about the industrial sector. It gets itself up. It does clear the old highs. I want to make that clear. It does. It goes nowhere upon doing it. It's done it before. And each time, it just seems to sink back and lose all that positive momentum. It probably needs Congress to get things done. It needs another cut. Remember, we only see Fed Chair Powell for another, few meetings until May, and then he's bye-bye. Who's going to be the next person? We're going to start hearing about that, and the market will react strongly to who we hear. When we hear XLA, lower high, lower low, but finding its support at the 100-day average in the 18. While it may not be a buy, it's certainly not yet a short sale. In the gold market, it's given back a chunk. I'm the guy that's been saying, hey, 10% drop is a lot. $4,400 cash gold to $4,000. That's a pretty big jump in no time at all. This happened the same thing, the gold miners. You made the money, but if you didn't carry stops or have an idea, I'm coming out, but you became just one of these guys, I'm holding it forever. Enjoy yourself. Hold it forever. Palantir continues to move away. This is a big winner. This is a base that the market built right through here. You'd have to take out these lows to then say, something is seriously wrong. It should have not taken out those lows. Barring it on breaks, I still expect the buyers to show up. BND, higher highs, lower lows. Now, where's the low interest rates? They're not here. You do realize back here is when the Fed again cut 25 basis points. The immediate reaction of the market was to add yield. You're back to 4.1 and a fraction now on the 10-year. The dollar continues to go up, contra to the debasement talk of 3 weeks ago now, where everybody was going, the dollar's no good, blah, blah, blah. People don't want it. China's not going to trade in it. It's gold, it's crypto, it's everything but the dollar. Okay, if you believe that. And FXE getting itself smashed to the downside. These are the lows. You haven't been to these lows since back here at the early part of the summer. So the dollar still reigns supreme. These markets are still down. They're down the Bollinger Bands. There's areas where the markets are now short covering. In terms of news, remember tomorrow, you're going to get the Red Book retail sales. They're going to come out. They've been running about a 5.25% to 6% increase now each week. That's down from 6.5%. And the API numbers will come out at 3:30. And of course, earnings and so on. You'll be getting that all through the market. You want to keep up with my writings? I'm doing them again twice a day, pointing people into different areas. Move your cursor to the top up here. Go to the Ira Epstein Research. Sign up for it right there. That's iraepstein.com. You got another button right up here you can click, and I'll catch up with you in those. I'm Ira. Thank you all for all the well wishes. I really mean that. And I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Take care.